Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. Today we are continuing work on the D-Max build series to get it ready for our big lap with a pretty important upgrade that's hopefully going to ensure we always have enough power to run our fridge, our freezer, our chargers, our canopy lighting, and everything in between. That of course is a permanent solar solution so that no matter if we're parked up for an hour, a day, or even a week or longer, we should always have some charge going back into that big 400 amp hour battery. Solar is just one of those things that makes a ton of sense in my opinion, because once it's all set up, it's basically free power, and considering we're going to be relying on our battery to power our induction cooker for pretty much all our off-grid cooking during the trip, this is one of those upgrades that just has to be done. The real estate we're going to be using for these solar panels is the top of my rooftop tent, and honestly I'm hoping this installation is going to be nice and straightforward, especially with my tent off the car here for better access. My plan is to install these two 150 watt iTechworld solar panels on the roof just here, giving me 300 watts of solar in total, and I've opted to go for their slimline flexible panels too, purely so my car still fits in the garage once it's all installed. As you guys know, I run iTechworld gear throughout the rest of my setup too, and I do like sticking with the same brand for things like 12 volt, especially when that battery and the whole setup in general has been working so well for the past 8 months. These 150 watt flexible panels cost about $200 each, but the channel does have a bit of a discount code, so if you're looking at getting something similar, or any 12 volt gear for that matter, then using the code EXPLOREBOUND at checkout will save you 5%. Now, what really attracted me to these panels in particular was that they're only 3 millimeters thick across that main surface area of the panel, plus an extra 15 millimeters here where those wires connect into this section just here. And the whole panel measures in at 1160 millimeters long by 670 millimeters wide. And just looking now, I reckon I almost could have fit 3 panels across the roof of this tent, but no matter, I reckon 2 panels are going to be fine. Now, this is my first time permanently mounting solar panels, so as you can imagine, I've been doing a ton of research to work out how to go about this project, and the method I'm going to be using seems to be what most people recommend to avoid drilling holes in that rooftop tent, which I really want to avoid doing so there's no risk of moisture or anything else getting into that rooftop tent. And basically, I'm going to be using this 3M VHB tape, which stands for Very High Bond, to attach these solar panels to my roof. Now, this is not your average double-sided tape. Based on what I've read online, this stuff is absolutely next level. It's actually used in the construction of planes and skyscraper buildings, and they say it creates a bond so strong it can actually replace screws and rivets. So hopefully it's up to the task in keeping my solar panels mounted to that tent. To try and keep those panels nice and cool, I'm actually going to be installing this core flute piece in between that panel and the rooftop tent so a bit of airflow can get underneath and keep those panels as cool as possible. And as an extra layer of protection, I'm also going to be installing this all-purpose Gorilla tape on the front and the rear edges. Anyway, that's my rough plan. Time to get these panels stuck down. After thoroughly cleaning both surfaces, I carefully applied the VHB tape along all edges of the panel so that once stuck down, there would be nowhere for wind to get under and lift the panels. With the panels now attached to core flute, I carefully marked where I wanted to position them with tape and set about applying more VHB tape. For reference, I ended up using roughly 17 meters in total for this project. Alrighty, those solar panels are now stuck down on that rooftop tent. Stoked with how that's turned out. And once I'm finished with the wiring, I will put some weights on these panels to try and press that tape down so it sets really firmly overnight. But as far as the wiring is concerned, these panels come with standard MC4 connectors like most solar panels do. And if you're looking for a plug and play solution, you can buy these MC4 to Anderson adapters, put one of those on each panel and then join them together using one of these Anderson merge cables like this, and then run that down into your solar regulator. For mine, however, I'm trying to minimize the amount of joins I have exposed on the roof here for not only voltage drop, but just for overall neatness. So what I'm gonna do is actually chop off these MC4 connectors and solder both of these wires onto its own 8 BNS power feed, and then run this down through the frame of the tent and then into the canopy setup. There's a few different ways you can link multiple solar panels together depending on if you're wanting to double your wattage or your voltage. I'm wiring mine in parallel by connecting both the positives and both the negatives together, essentially creating a single 300 watt panel. To get the wiring from the panels down to the canopy neatly and still allow the tent to open and close, I'm drilling holes in the frame of my tent so the wiring can run inside. Up on the headboard of the canopy, I'm installing 2 weatherproof cable glands for the wiring to run through, with some additional silicone added where the gland fixes through the canopy for added protection. Okay, it's been a couple of days, but as you can see, the tent is now reinstalled on the D-Max along with those solar panels, and I've run the wiring all the way back to my DC-DC charger, which marks this project as complete. Currently, it's close to 4 p.m, but there's still plenty of sunlight around to make sure these solar panels are definitely working. So right now, with pretty angled sunlight in the afternoon, we're seeing close to 7 amps. So I'm curious to see how much power we get when it's like peak sun in the middle of the day. We actually did a quick test before we reinstalled this tent just by laying it on the floor when the sun was pretty close to straight overhead, and we saw close to 19 amps, which is pretty awesome. As far as the wiring goes, that was the one thing that I was kind of concerned about with this project, was how to get it from the roof all the way down to eventually get into the canopy. But it worked out really well running it down the frame of that tent, which keeps it out of the way and protected, but also gives us enough slack to still actually set that tent up and pack it away. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in that comment section down below. I will also pin a comment with the performance I'm seeing from these panels once I've had a chance to test them for a while, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.